Howdy partner. Today we're going to walk you through step by step daily, weekly, monthly, and periodically pool maintenance so that when you leave this video you'll have that confidence that you too can maintain a pool. Maybe you are a new pool owner, or maybe you're thinking about buying a house with a pool, or thinking about building a pool, or maybe you've just had a company for a while, now you're taking it over. Either way, we're going to show you the steps that you need to achieve pool perfection. A little backstory, we bought this pool about 8 years ago or so with no pool experience. And this has been maintained year by year without any professional help, and it's really not that tough. Millions of people have a pool, and a lot of times people think that it's this overwhelming task with all these chemicals and all this chemistry and all this other stuff. It's easy, it's easy. So let's take you through step by step, starting with the daily or every couple day pool maintenance that you need to do. So here we have both a pool, which is salt water, and a hot tub, which is chlorine, that are completely separate systems. This is about the most complicated system you could have. We have 4 different pumps, we have 2 different heaters, we have a salt cell generator, we have a cartridge filter, a sand filter. So what we have going on is gonna match no matter whatever pool you're looking at. We pretty much are covering all the bases. So first thing you wanna do is keep your skimmers clean. Now I'm gonna show you they're gonna be similar on both the pool and the hot tub. But if you come on over here, we have a skimmer. Now sometimes during the summer it may not fill up very often, but during the winter when you have a lot of leaf falling or other times, you're going to pick it up and you're going to find a lot of leaves and debris in this. Now you want to dump that somewhere other than your pool deck, but you're just going to clean that out. You can hose out if you want, and if you look down here, this is where the water is going back to the filter. So you don't want to pull in all these leaves and stuff. So you clean that out, you put that back in, and it's that easy. Let's check it out on a saltwater pool. So on a saltwater pool, again, it's that easy. You see here we don't have as many leaves, so we're just going to go ahead and grab those leaves out of here, and then we're going to dump them, and you could hose them out, and then you're going to put that back in. So that's going to let your water go through the system and get into the pool filter without pulling in all this extra debris, because you really don't want that. You can also take a net or your pool cleaner and use that to pick up more in a pool. But let's show you how you empty the pool cleaner, and that is also a task you do as needed, maybe every day, maybe every week. There are 100 different types of pool cleaners, and we've tested a bunch of pool robots. We got a bunch of videos on those. We got over 20 pool tips and tricks videos on this channel and growing. So hit that subscribe button and check out our whole library of pool maintenance. This particular cleaner is a Polaris 280, which is a pressure side cleaner. There's different types, there's different pros and cons of all of them. But this has a bag here, and all of them are gonna have some sort of bag or basket, and that also is going to fill with debris. So you see you've got sand debris and you've got pool debris. It's really a mess. So you're gonna take that. You typically would wanna hose this out as well and not make a mess on your pool deck. And you're gonna close this back in, reattach it. And this does the work of both cleaning the pool as well as scrubbing the sides. It's important that you have some sort of pool help. You can use a brush and a net, but that's a lot of work. So get a pool robot, run it. This one runs about an hour and a half a day, and it keeps its 35,000 gallons nice and clean. So definitely worth the investment to have some sort of pool assistance cleaning machine. The other couple things you can buy for that periodic maintenance or just helping you out throughout the week is going to be one of these retractable pool rods with a nice net. So the net will help you get leaves or frogs or anything else out of the pool. And then you also want to get a brush. Now you can interchange these heads, so you can put this brush onto the same pole, or you can get 2 different poles. But this brush is going to help you to clean the edges. And if you want, you can get in the pool with a little brush to scrub the water line. You don't have to do this all the time. Honestly, with this pool, I think the times I've scrubbed the entire pool with a brush, although some people say you do that daily or weekly, I don't know if I've ever scrubbed the entire pool with a brush. It's really hard, and this pool stays very, very spotless for most of the year. We got a few leaves in it right now because we had a big party yesterday. But normally, you just scrub it as you need to. If you get a little algae buildup on the walls for some reason, you can scrub it off, and then the rest of it should get cleaned by your pool cleaner. Really, again, I hope you have confidence by now. It's not an overwhelming task. Just go through these basic steps. So most of your pool cleaning is going to be done through that skimmer or through your net or your scrubber or your pool cleaner. But you also have to do cleaning of the actual water filtration system. Now, before we get into chemicals, which we'll cover in just a few moments, we're going to talk about water filtration. This is about the most complicated system you have. We have a computer control board over here. Then we have a spa heater, a cartridge filter, a spa pump, a pressure side pool pump, a sand filter, a variable speed other filter for the pool, other pump for the pool, gas heater, a salt cell generator, and we have another fountain pump over there. So a lot of stuff going on. But if you've got a basic system, it's going to look something like this. You're going to have a pump and a filter and possibly a heater. So this is for the hot tub, but this is basically for an entire pool here. What you want to do once in a while is you're going to release the pressure out of here. And we have a full video on how to clean a cartridge filter as well as how to clean a sand filter. So check those out to get the full step-by-step. But to save you time, you're going to release the pressure there. Then you're going to open the filter. And when you look inside this filter here, you see that this has got all the debris, including a soda cap bottle for one of my children. So this is keeping the water from getting into the cartridge filter there. This is part of our Pool RX system, which is a really handy thing to have, but it's a certain type of chemical we got videos on. So you want to clean that out, hose it down, then you're going to put it back into here, and you're going to close that up. So that should be done about once a week, and then what you can do is you can unscrew this cap, and you take out this giant cartridge, and you spray that down, and that cleans the actual filter. So that's your other periodic maintenance. Over here, on the larger filtration, sand filter, you're going to open that up. Again, you take out the strainer basket. You want to hose that out. Then you're going to put this back in. You're going to close it up, and that's about it. If you want to go over here and clean this, there's a way to turn this thing to backwash and to waste. Again, we've got another video on that, but that will keep your pool nice and clean. So we're going to get these back up and running, take it back to the pool, and that's pretty much it for the cleaning portion of this video. Let's jump into some chemicals. Now we are getting into what many consider to be the most intimidating feature or part of pool maintenance, which is balancing chemicals. And I'm here to tell you that you don't have to be a chemist. It's really not that hard. So your most basic chemical test kits are going to be two-way kits that test both the chlorine and the pH. And when you look at them in the light, they're going to tell you if it's in the ideal range for the chlorine or the ideal range of the pH, and whether you need to add pH up or add acid. Those are the most critical elements, is going to be that chlorine level and the pH. You don't need to really worry about every other little thing that they test for at the pool store on a weekly basis. So those are important to look at once in a while. Now, in terms of keeping your pool in line, your chlorine on a saltwater pool is created by chlorine gas, where you add salt to the pool, and your computer is going to tell you exactly what the salt level is. So that's going to take care of your chlorine. Now, you can superchlorinate, which pushes out more gas once a week, but that does it. Now, if you have a normal chlorine pool, you're going to add either liquid chlorine or you're going to add these chlorine tablets. So this is what we use in the hot tub. And we place these 3-inch chlorine tablets into one of those floaters, those round things that float around a pool, and that helps to let out the chlorine in the hot tub, or you can add chlorine. Now, if you need to lower your pH because you're reading too high on your pH kit, you're going to add muriatic acid. So the amount is going to depend on how big your pool is, but once you figure out how it works, you're just going to figure out how to add that. If you need to bring it up, you need to add a pH up, some sort of soda ash. And then also one thing you can do is if you have a big party or a big rainstorm or something else, you can shock your pool. We have videos on this as well, but you go ahead and you just drizzle some of the shock around the pool, and it'll make it super clean, super clear, and chlorinates the pool really well. So that's about it. In the wintertime, when the water temperature is very low, it stays pretty standard. You're not going to have a lot of fluctuations in your pool chemistry. In the summertime, when there's a lot of sun, a lot of people in the pool, a lot of rain, you're going to have to check this about once every week or so. But again, you test it, you put 5 drops into one of these little testers, and then you say, okay, I need to add a little bit of chlorine, or I need to add a little bit of acid. And you start to learn this. Now you say, how do I get a starting point? The best advice I can give you is to go to a local pool store. Your Pinch a Penny, your Leslie Pool, whatever it is, whatever your local pool store is, go there with a sample of water, and they'll be more than happy to test it for you, run through all their beakers and flasks and tell you exactly what you need. And they show you what you need, they're going to give you a very detailed, possibly a printout, and it's going to sell you a bunch of stuff. And they're good people, they mean well, but they're going to sell you a bunch of different things. And that's good. You can go ahead and take their advice and add those things to your pool. But over time, if you go to a pool store 3, 4, 5, a half dozen times, you start to kind of figure out, okay, I really need to add X, Y, and Z. I don't know, I need all this other stuff every time. So it's a good starting point, a good learning point, and they can take you through it. But I promise you, after a few trips, you'll start to figure it out on your own. Last thing to consider is make sure to have the water at the proper level so that those skimmers will work properly and everything else. So if you need to, you can add some water. A lot of people have questions about filling a pool all the way up with water. Most cities, if you notify them you're filling up a pool, will cut you a break on your water or sewage for that period of time because it's a one-time thing and you're not actually washing all through the sewage system. But keep your water up. Yeah, a little bit here and there as you need to. If it overflows, that can be a problem. You can have to empty some water, which you can do through your filter. But typically most pools, this one included, will start to leak before it gets over the top. So when it gets near this water line here, it starts to come out. Not a great thing, but either way, it never overflows. So that's not something you need to worry about. Well, I hope this was a quick, helpful rundown of beginner's pool maintenance. If you're thinking about getting the pool, I encourage you to do it if you want to use it. It's not a ton of work. If you're thinking about taking over the maintenance on a weekly basis, you can certainly do that. Again, it's very easy. It's very manageable. You'll start to figure out those little chemical things. If you have a question, go to a pool store. But overall, you can have a beautiful oasis without a whole lot of specialized knowledge or effort. That's how millions of people have them. Again, hope you like this channel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for access to our big library of pool maintenance and tips and tricks and tutorials on how to tell you if all your systems are working properly. And remember, with all these videos, if I can do it, you can too. Thanks for watching. It's 100 degrees outside. It's time for me to take a dip.